Hi, everyone. So, a good question today for us all about relationships. Hi, Claire. My husband and I are separating. We still see a counselor to keep up communication. I see that I love my husband platonically. I see he is a good person, even though we don't want to be together anymore. I feel there is goodwill towards him. But the counselor says that we are still stuck in a blame cycle. I find him too sensitive, emotionally immature, prone to sudden mood changes. He takes everything I say as a criticism. He thinks I criticize him. I think ultimately I've lost a lot of respect for him over many years. And there was a lot of build-up anger and resentment, which I think has gone but sometimes still arises. I feel like there's no going back, but I still want to see what I can do for my own learning about myself and for future relationships. What do you see I could learn? There is obviously judgment of him, as I've stated above. How can I look further into my part? I think we've gone past the point of no return and my feelings have fundamentally changed, but I still judge who he is being a lot of the time. Yes, well, I think in this respect, there's no one better than Byron Katie and her work in terms of putting it all on paper, answering her questions, and really, really, really seeing how we are the source of it all. It's so hard. It's so hard to do it. Because it just looks like the other person is an objective, separate reality, doesn't it? It looks like everything the mind is saying about that person, and I'm totally speaking for myself here as well, really, very, very similar situations. It just looks real. And the more defensive we are, the more triggered we are, the more there it looks to be at stake, the more real it all looks. And so I would definitely say for freedom, for truth, put down every single statement about that person in a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet from Byron Katie, and see what's to be revealed in that. Over, and I do hundreds of them. Do 100 a day. Every time we wake up, do one. And so because really, these people who are the closest into us, where the relationship might have been the strongest in the past, where we got the most of our sense of self, our feeling of happiness, our sort of rightness from them, and then when we can't get it anymore, and things start turning into resentment and resistance, it's really rich. There's so much there for us to see, and not in a bypass way. I think this is what's really important as well. And it's so easy for the mind to either like stay in this sort of victim, villain, resistance, resentment, judgment, criticism, withdrawal, fight, flight with this person, or in comes this sort of spiritual conversation, and they can't help it. They're just doing what looks right to them. That's just their conditioning. But it's nothing has changed. There has been no shift of. There's been no healing in that. It's just a spiritual override that really allows the whole division to stay in place. And what we're interested in really is ultimate source accountability. And we're going to really look at this in March with our course, Be the Change. So for those in the membership, you'll have that. And anyone else who wants to go on it can, when the doors open again, you can then do it as a private study course. But we're really going to look at this sort of powerful humbleness, really, which is really the source of ultimate sanity when every feeling of resistance and resentment is a sign to come back into the deep question, what is really going on? Who am I? Who is this person? How is my behavior exactly the same as the behavior I'm resisting most in them? How is my behavior continuing this situation? You know, how is my perception the source of this person? What is being triggered in me? What are my needs in this moment? What are my insecurities? What's my fear? See it all, because that's the whole point. Like, really, that's the whole point of all relationships. It's not to be, relationships are not for us to be happy. They're not the place of our salvation. They're not where we find our we don't find our freedom, our wholeness by being with someone. Relationships are the place in which all the barriers to full relationships are revealed, all the blind spots that we can't see for ourselves, all the triggers, all the wounds that are there to be healed. That's what a relationship is for. And then as the whole system gets more sane, as there's no longer that clinging on to someone because they make me whole, because they make me feel good, when that goes, now we can love them. And now it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the form is. It doesn't matter if we're married or not married or separated or divorced, or if it's a child and they live with us or they've moved away, or a colleague. It just doesn't matter. The form of it doesn't matter. The sanity, the foundation of reality and truth, and an absence of confused attempt to use another person to solidify us, secure us, make us whole. When that goes, we love the person, and it was obvious we loved them all along. And now we're happy. I think there's nothing so great a torture as believing we don't love someone. We love everyone. We are love. And the layers of protection and defense have to push these people away. But it's torture for us because we are love. And this, this beautiful listener, so open, so willing to see what's there to be seen, to heal, to take ultimate source accountability, is setting out a foundation of sanity for all relationships in her life, including with her ex-husband. So yeah, it's freedom we're talking about. Yeah, thank you, darling. Lots of love to you. Bye.